Hello everyone, this is ESC Fent. Live, speaking to you for the first time. Yes, well, I kinda had to, because, my friends, we hebben een serieus probleem. Yeah, so, about that. Even if you don't follow Eurovision at all, you will have certainly heard about the fact that Israel's continued participation in the contest has caused quite the controversy, leading 5 countries to withdraw and many fans to completely boycott the show because of it. However, not everyone's willing to let go of a show they've watched for years and that they're massive fans of. But at the same time, they, understandably, don't want to support the organization that's leading to its demise, by allowing Israel to use it as a political tool to whitewash its genocide. And I am one of those people, which is why I'm making this video, where I'll show you how to watch the Eurovision shows via both traditional TV and the internet without supporting the EBU. But hold on, what do I actually mean by that? Let me briefly explain. Think about it, what can we do as viewers to let the EBU know that letting Israel participate is unacceptable? If they don't care about 5 mostly not insignificant countries withdrawing and many famous and beloved Eurovision stars dissociating themselves from the contest, what will they care about? Well, as much as Eurovision prides itself on being a magical cultural instrument made to peacefully unite Europe and the world, it's a TV show. A very important and influential one at that, yes, otherwise Israel wouldn't be using it as a tool for propaganda. But it's still just a TV show. And what matters to TV show executives? Audience ratings. And that's all the EBU gives a shit about. How many viewers their TV show gets, so they can continue to attract big sponsors and rake in that cash. Therefore, compromising their audience ratings is the only way we can get them to care. So what I mean by watching Eurovision without supporting the EBU is watching Eurovision without contributing to your public broadcaster's viewership. So now let's get into how to actually do that. First, via traditional TV. Now, when I say traditional TV, I'm referring to your digital terrestrial, satellite, cable, etc. So basically, a TV signal that you can receive even without being connected to the internet. Therefore, this category doesn't include TV providers that provide their channels over the internet, like Sky Stream, for example. Now, you might be thinking that all you need to do is just not be part of a TV survey panel, because then your broadcaster will have no way to know you're watching. But that's not true. Check out what happens when I tune into a channel from my country's public broadcaster. After a couple of seconds, this pops up. A cookie policy. That's because what you're seeing right now is actually a little web app that gets overlaid on the broadcast. These apps are called HBBTV apps, and they help add interactivity to regular broadcast TV. And they can provide actually useful functionality, like allowing access to on-demand content or additional live channels. However, another reason every broadcaster has one these days is that they can also be used for analytical purposes. As soon as I tune into one of my broadcaster's channels and its HBBTV app loads, they start collecting analytics on what channel I've tuned into, for how long I watch it, etc., which they can then use to get more complete viewership statistics. And all of this happens even if you reject the cookies, by the way, because all that they do is help make the analytics more personalized by allowing the app to track you across multiple sessions. But they aren't actually the ones that are collecting the analytics, which can be legally done without consent if no personal data about the user is collected. So how can you avoid these HBBTV apps? Well, your TV or decoder almost certainly has an option to disable HBBTV functionality entirely. So you should go into its settings and look for an option mentioning terms like HBBTV, interactivity, interactive apps, etc. If you can't find the option, or don't want to bother searching through the settings, all you have to do is simply disconnect your TV from the internet. That's it. Speaking of which, let's see how you should go about doing this via the internet. Now, as we've just learned in the previous section, the internet is a scary place where analytics are constantly being collected about us. If you watch Eurovision through the EBU's official YouTube live stream, even if you use an ad blocker, you'll still contribute to the stream's viewer count. And if you watch through your public broadcaster's official live stream, you'll still contribute to their audience ratings. So where can we find a live stream without any viewer counts or analytics collection? Well, here's the thing. Your public broadcaster's official websites and apps aren't the only places where you can stream their channels. Many free TV providers and third-party websites host their own unofficial live streams of these channels on their own servers, which the broadcasters have no control over and can't collect audience data from. These streams are what we're going to take advantage of to pull this off. But where can you find them? Well, I don't want you to go and search for these streams yourself and potentially end up on a sketchy site with a million ads that installs Chinese spyware on your device. Fortunately, however, I've owned an Italian TV live stream aggregator website for almost a year and a half, so I know where to find good, reliable streams from trustworthy sources. So that's what I did, and I collected all the streams I found on a website. Welcome to the unofficial Eurovision Song Contest broadcasts website. This website is live right now on escfent.com, and it will remain live, obviously, until the day of the final. I'm going to quickly show you around the website, show you how it works. You can see that it already has the streams of channels from 30 out of the 36 broadcasting countries. Broadcasting, not participating. You can see we have this drop down here which says select a stream from this drop down. So if you click on that, you'll be able to see all of the available streams. And you might notice that some of them have a little arrow next to them, while some of them have a little audio icon next to them. So let me quickly explain what those are. So first of all, the arrow. If you click on a stream that doesn't have the arrow, for example, HRT1 here from Croatia, you can see that it starts playing immediately right in your browser just fine. But if we click on a stream that has the arrow, for example, RTSH1 here, you can see that it won't be able to play directly in your browser, but you'll have to watch it through a media player. Here on the website, I recommend VLC Media Player just because it's the easiest to use. So the first thing you'll want to do to play this type of stream is install VLC, which you can do by clicking on this link here, which will take you to this page where you can download it for many platforms like Windows, Mac, iOS, and Android. So once you've done that, you'll want to go back to the website and you'll want to copy the stream's URL down here. So you just copy that. Then you'll want to open up VLC. Now, if you're on desktop, you'll see this interface. You'll want to go to the top left, click on Media, and then Open Network Stream. And then in this text box here, you'll want to paste in your stream URL and then click on Play. And in a second, you'll see the channel starts playing. And there we go, it starts playing just fine as you can see. If you're on mobile, on the other hand, you'll want to go to the More tab in the bottom right here. Then under the Stream section, you'll want to click on New Stream and then paste in the stream URL into this text box. As you can see here, it did that automatically. And then just click on the Send icon and it'll start playing in a couple of seconds. There it is. Now what about the streams with the little audio icon next to them? And these are the ones you're going to want to look out for if you're looking for a stream with no commentary. So if we click on one of the streams with the audio icon like France 2 here, you can see that it'll tell us to click up here on the settings, then go to language and click on the original version audio track. And if we do that, it'll switch to the original audio track. Now, what does that mean? So you can see here that there's a French audio track and an original version audio track. The French audio track will contain, during Eurovision obviously, both the audio from the show and the one from the commentators. But the original version audio will just have the audio from the show, so without the commentators. Now this is all well and good if you're watching on a mobile device or on a computer. What if you have a smart TV and want to watch it there? You could find a way to get the website working on it, absolutely, but it'd be a pain in the ass to use. So instead of doing that, you can watch these streams through an IPTV client. Now, if that term scares you, don't worry. We're not doing anything illegal or sketchy. An IPTV client is simply an app that allows you to watch a list of live streams that you give it, called an IPTV list. And the website has one of those. So now I'm going to show you how you can set up the website's list on your smart TV through an easy-to-use IPTV client named Kodi. So first of all, let's look into how to actually install Kodi. So if you're on an Android TV device like a Google TV, as you can see here, then it's really easy, and all you have to do is just simply go to the Play Store and search for Cody. There we go. And as you can see, it's right there and you can just install it. However, if you're on a Fire TV, then it's not as easy because you'll instead need to go to the store to look for an app called Downloader. This is the one you'll want to install. It's the one by AFTV News. Once you open it up, you'll see this interface and you'll want to move your cursor over to the address bar and type in kodi.tv/download. And then you'll just want to click on the load button. There we go. Then you'll want to scroll down here until you get to Android. There it is. You want to click on that. Then scroll down and click on the link that says ARM v7a 32-bit. So click on that and it'll start downloading. Now you can see here that it'll tell us your TV isn't allowed to install unknown apps from this source. So what you want to do is just click on settings and we're going to turn that switch on for downloader and it'll prompt us to install the app. So we'll want to click on install. And as you can see, it installed it just fine. So now you can click on open. And the first time it will ask for the permission to access your files. So click continue and then give it permission. It'll take you back to this screen. You just turn the switch on for Kodi. And then you click on the back button on your remote and Kodi will open up. So once you've opened up Kodi, you'll want to scroll down to the add-ons, then click on install from repository, then scroll all the way down to PVR clients. Then you'll want to select IPTV simple client. So click on that, click on install, click on OK, and then let's wait for it to install. And there we go, it says add-on installed. So now you want to click on it again. Then click on configure, then click on add add-on configuration. Let's give it a name, TV. Click on OK. Then scroll down to remote path. And in the playlist URL, you'll want to enter in https://escfent.com/alt.m3u8. Now, if you're using an IPTV client that isn't Kodi, you'll most likely want to use the main list and not the alternative list we used here. So you can try using the main list, and then if that doesn't work, then just type in the address of the alternative list. But if you're on Kodi, you should just use the alternative list to begin with. So now click on OK, then click on OK as well here, and make sure that it is enabled. Then you just go on the TV section and click on channels. You'll be able to see all of the same channels that you could see on the website, except you can now navigate them in an interface that actually works well on TV. And that's all. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it this far, please leave a like and subscribe to both this channel and ESCFent Live Plus so you don't miss all of my great Eurovision Live content. Please also consider donating to a Palestinian charity if you're in a comfortable financial position. I'll leave a link in the description to the PCRF, the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. And yeah, thank you so much again for watching. I'll see you, well, probably this summer because of Eurovision Asia. So see you then.